G'day guys, so today we'll be learning Stolen Dance by Milky Chance. This song you'll need a capo on the 4th fret and it has 4 main sections. So let's get into it. So the first part we have to learn is the intro, which also acts as the break throughout the song. So the starting shape for this song is E minor, with our index finger on the 2nd fret of the A string and our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. And we play a finger roll on the E, A, E, D and G strings. Then we slap. And then we play the A, the D and the G strings alone afterwards. So that's our first shape. And now we put our ring finger on the 5th fret relative to the capo of the A string and our middle finger on the 4th fret of the D. And we play the A and then the D, slap, and then the D again. So those first two shapes sound like this. Now we slide those two fingers down 2 frets to the 3rd and the 2nd and play A, D, slap, D, mute, D, slap, D. So we play the D 4 times, so it sounds like this. So every second one we slap and every second we also mute. So and now we play our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string as the root note, and we play the open D and G. So far those 4 sound like this. And our final chord is index finger on the 1st fret of the D string, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and ring finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. So we play the A, and then the D and the G, slap, D and G, mute, D and G, slap, D and G. So the whole intro sounds like this. The next part we have to play is the verse. And so it starts off with the same E minor shape. We play the finger roll, slap, and then the D and G strings. Then we go to our second shape and we pluck both the A and the D together. So finger roll. And now we play a slap with our thumb and hit the open B string. So if you can't do the slap at the same time, it's alright just to play the open B string on its own. However, it does sound more authentic with the slap. And now we go to our second shape, but it's a little bit modified with our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. So we pluck the 3rd fret of the A and the open G and hammer onto the 2nd fret of the G with our middle finger. And then we slap and hammer on again. But as before, if you can't do the slap, you don't need to. So we're just slapping with our thumb while we pluck that. So we do 2 hammer-ons, and then on the last one, we do a 3rd and we pull off as well. And then after that, we just pluck the open D on its own. Then we put our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string and play it as well as with the open D and G. So far in the verse we have this. After this we play 2 open B string. And we also slap at the same time as we play the second one. And to end the verse, we put our index finger on the 2nd fret of the A string and our ring finger on the 4th fret of the D string. And pluck those 2 notes together. And then we slide to our index finger on the 1st fret of the D string and our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. So we play the D on its own and then the D and the A together to finish the verse. So the end of the verse sounds like this. You can also do a slap in between. So that's the verse all up, and it sounds like this. Now the pre-chorus. We play the same shape as we just ended the verse with. However, it goes A, and then the D, and slap. Then we slide to that same 1 and 2 shape. And slap again afterwards. So we play that twice to start the pre-chorus, and then we play the same start of a 3rd one, slap, and then we play those 2 notes together. So towards the end we have, and then you play just the 4th fret of the D string, slap again, play the same, the A and the D, and then the D. We do that 2 more times. So the whole pre-chorus will sound like this. Now to the chorus. The chorus has 2 parts, and together it sounds like this. So to start the chorus, we have our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string in the C shape, and our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and you don't have to worry about your index like in a regular C. And now we will move our middle finger off there and use it so we can hammer onto the G string. So we start by plucking the 3rd of the A and the open G, and then playing the open G on its own with a slap. Then the 2nd fret on the G, and So we have the third and the open, open with a slap, second, open, second with a slap. And then we play the B string, open, on its own. Now we move our ring finger to the third fret of the low E string and play a similar pattern. So we have our middle finger on the same note we were playing before, the second on the G, and we play a pull off with our ring finger on the third fret of the low E, and we're pulling off the second fret on the G. So we pull off to the open, slap with an open on the G, second, open, slap open, open. So altogether that section of the chorus will sound like this. Now we move to a new shape with our index finger on the second fret of the A string and our middle finger on the second fret of the G string. So for that we pluck those two notes together, the A and the G, and then play the G on its own with a slap, and the G again. So this section is, then we put our pinky down on the fourth fret, or you can use your ring finger, it's up to you. So we play the A and the G, and then with a slap just on the G, and then the G again, put our ring finger down on the fourth of the G, and for that we play the second fret of the A and the fourth fret of the G together, and then we play the G on its own. Then take our finger off and play open G. So far of the chorus we have this. So this is to finish the first section of the chorus. We have to learn this bit. To start this we have no fingers on the fretboard, play an open low E and an open G together, and then a G on its own with a slap. Now this you can just play with a couple picks and do hammer on and pull off, but if you can't manage to get those crisp enough you can pluck them every time. So open E and G, and then open G with a slap. And you can put your index finger on the second fret of the G and hammer on to the 4, and then pull off from the 4 to the 2, and then from the 2 to open. And we just end that with a 4th on the D string. So that's the first section of the chorus done, and moving on to the second section, we start off with the exact same first two parts. So it's the same this bit. Now we change to the chord we played in the end of the verse with the second fret of the A string and the 4th fret of the D string. And we play D string and then A and D together. Slap and then play them together again. Then move our finger down to the 7th fret relative to the capo of the D string or the 11th fret. And we pluck that twice, and on the second one we slide down to the 3rd fret. So that new bit we just learnt is. So at the end we just play that E minor shape we started with and play the open E and the A and D together. Slap, and then play it again, and then just the A and D. So the whole second section of the chorus sounds like this. So that's the whole song, guys. Thanks for watching. This is the order of the song just here. Please like, subscribe, and comment what song you'd like to see next.